Hey there, boys and girls. I'm really excited to talk to you about our new website we're going to be using for digitally publishing your legends. So hopefully at this point you have already registered for an account using my instructions that should be posted under your writing assignments on ClassDojo. So if you haven't, I would definitely go follow those instructions first before watching this video. This video is basically going to go through just really quick the registering process. You're going to press the register button unless you follow the direct link that I posted. If you did, then you're going to click I'm a student. You're going to enter our teacher code, which is CM4575, and then submit. And then you're going to create a username and password. You need to put in your first name, but you don't need to put in your last name. Then you need to make up a username which contains your first name and is school appropriate, and then you need to create a password. All of this stuff you should definitely write down somewhere safe so that you remember it along with your class code, the CM4575. Then you just create my account and that's it. But now I'm going to show you how to log in. So if we go all the way back to the sign in page, you press sign in. You would click again, I'm a student. You would enter the teacher code, and then you're going to type in your username. So I'm going to use my example. I made a test student account called Test Pickle. So I'm just going to sign into that and show you what it would look like when you sign in. So I haven't written anything yet. So it says you don't have any drafts, start writing. And you can either discover ideas or write a post, but we're going to wait to work on these two things until you've submitted your digitally published version of your legend. So this again is only for students who I've read your rough draft, I sent it back to you, and I said you are totally ready to publish, digitally publish, wait for instructions. For those of you still working on your rough draft, please do not start your rough draft here. You still need to get it approved on Study Island before I will approve any published drafts on Writeabout. So on Writeabout, there's a few different ways to navigate. You can see this is kind of your home page. The ideas page we'll be using later when you are doing extra assignments as you want to. Your posts is where you're going to see things that have been posted. And then on classes, as soon as you register for an account, I will probably that same day place you into your proper homeroom class. So you'll either be in Ms. Midas's class, Ms. Esposito's class, or Ms. Bruin's class. So that's what should appear under your classes page. But if you go back to your home page and you scroll down, you'll see that there's an area for notifications if you have anything notifying you of anything. And then there's an area that says Ideas from Ms. Midas. This is where you're actually going to find your assignment for your legend story. So if I click on this assignment and scroll down, you'll see the instructions for the writing your legend story. It's basically almost the same as what you saw on Study Island, just a good reminder of what needs to be in your final draft of your legend. So once you are ready to copy and paste your legend to digitally publish it, you'll click this big blue button that says Writeabout. So once you click that, it will take you to your draft page. So if you scroll down, you can always see the instructions by clicking on that drop-down menu and scrolling down to see all the instructions if you needed them. But this is where you're actually going to type in your title and your actual legend story. So let's say that I was the real author of The Legend of the Canada Violet, and I want to actually paste my legend here. Please don't waste your time retyping your entire essay unless you're really looking to practice your typing, in which case I'd really say there's better options than this. But if you really want to retype the whole thing, by all means, go ahead. You've got plenty of time to do that. But the easiest way is really to just go onto Study Island, go back into the draft that I sent back to you saying that you're ready to digitally publish, and then highlight all of that text, copy it, and then paste it in here. So I don't have a student account on Study Island. I'm just going to show you what the copying and pasting would look like from a Microsoft Word point of view. So if you have your legend on Microsoft Word as well, that's totally fine. I highly recommend copying it directly from Study Island where you've been making edits though. But for my purposes, I'm going to show it to you on Microsoft Word. So on Microsoft Word, this is my legend. I'm going to just click and highlight all the text all the way up until the end. Of course it didn't work the first time. There we go. Then I'm going to right click, copy, and then I'm going to go back to that page, and I'm going to right-click again and press paste. So notice it put all my words in, but it didn't keep all of my proper indents at the beginning of my paragraphs, so I'm going to have to make some changes here. So I'm just going to press the space bar to get that indent in the right places. Make sure that all your paragraphs line up. Let's see. And this thing at the bottom says the end. I really want that to be centered instead of on the left, so I just pressed align center at the top, and everything kind of looks good here. There's space in between my paragraphs. I've indented all of my paragraphs. It looks like all my punctuation is in the right spots. All of my dialogue, whenever I have a new speaker, I have skipped a line and indented for that new paragraph for my new speaker. But if there was anything that I needed to change, all your font sizes, your text color, your bolds, your underlines, your align left, align center, align right, all of those things are here for you to add. Another fun thing is you can actually add images to your story. So maybe you made a drawing for your story and you really want to add that in. If you have a scanner or even just a phone that can take a picture and save an image, you can save that image to whatever your device is, and then when you're logged in here, add an image and then add it from that file. You could also just Google image different pictures if you want of other things. This is not going to be published for anyone in the world to see. This is just for our class's purposes. So feel free to use Google Images if you want and add in some images throughout your story if you really feel like that will add to the storytelling. Maybe it's a picture of a setting that you think is really descriptive for your story. Maybe it's a picture of an animal that is like the end result of your story. Maybe you created a flower like my Canada Violet and you really want to insert a picture of that Canada Violet at the bottom. So maybe you would do that. But either way, just make sure that the formatting is kind of working. It's not blocking any of your words or splitting up any of your paragraphs. And should you need to undo anything that you do, you could just press this undo button. It's very similar to Microsoft Word in that way. But say you're in the middle of typing or in the middle of editing, you're not ready to publish yet, but you like what you've got so far, you're going to save it as a draft. That way when you log out and come back in, you can always just come back, keep editing it, and publish it when you're ready. When you are ready to publish, you're going to go up to the Publish button and press the apple for the class. If you do the teacher, it's only going to show up for me. It's not going to actually show up for your classmates. But what we'd like to do is actually make it so that we can give each other positive feedback on these. So I'm going to have it published to the class. So I'm going to press that Publish button, and once you publish it, it will go to me for approval. So it says pending teacher approval, published to class. And that's basically what happens. I'll have to approve your draft before it gets posted. Once I approve it, then people will be able to comment on it, which I will show in a different video how to comment on other people's posts. But that is basically how you go about doing that and using this site. Again, after you've published your final draft of your legend and you're all done with that, that's when you can go to this ideas page and really start playing around with some other things. There's some fun writing prompts on this page if you'd like to test them out. But again, that's after we digitally publish our legends. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions, boys and girls, and I would be happy to answer them. Bye.